Dear Ambassadors, dear President of the Board of Trustees, dear Rector, dear Deans, Honorable Directors, and distinguished faculty members, dear students, and dear participants. Before the 2022 United Nations Ocean Conference, we welcome you to the Blue Talk Turkey Sustainability Panel, which we think will make a significant contribution to sustainability. Our panel is currently broadcasting live from the Media Center on the Yaşar University YouTube account. Dear guests, before moving on to the opening speeches, let's start with a pleasant music concert. Yaşar University Art and Design Faculty Music Department students, Mrs. Özde Çalışkan and Mr. Erensu Küçüka, will share Robert Schumann's Romance 1 and Romance 2 pieces with us, accompanied by the flute and piano. We hope you enjoy the concert. We would like to thank the students of the Music Department of the Faculty of Art and Design for this beautiful concert. Dear guests, before starting our panel, I would like to invite Yashar University Rector, Professor Dr. Damali Dintar to the podium.
Esteemed and distinguished Ambassador of Portugal, esteemed and distinguished Ambassador of Kenya, dear President of the Board of Trustees, members of the board, dear academic and administrative staff, distinguished guests, dear students, first, I would like to say welcome to Yashar University. Our university's mission is to create sustainable value through superior education and research, and contribute to society by cultivating those innovative individuals who will shape the future. In order to fulfill these duties, we continue in line with the vision of being a world-class university dedicated to designing and redefining the future. Within this scope, it is my pleasure to host you for the panel entitled Blue Talk Türkiye, Sustainability. An environmental management system, which is one of the main elements of the concept of sustainability, focuses on green energy, energy efficiency, and recycling. Natural disasters, such as forest fires, floods, in Turkey continually re-emphasize the importance of environmental consciousness. We are certain that this situation will gradually lead to severe consequences in the absence of any preventive measures. Thus, energy and energy efficiency are of vital importance to the whole world, not only to Turkey. Conscious and sensible use of energy is considered an integral part of our corporate culture here at Yashar University. Our eligibility for renewing the certification under the International Standard Organization 50001 Energy Management System is an accomplishment which shows our determination in this respect. To date, with the partnership of 22 project associates, including organizations from Portugal, our university has conducted more than 30 projects in the fields of energy efficiency, sustainability, and arts integration, digital entrepreneurship, social gender equality, and youth. 50 students and 12 academics came to our university from Portugal, and in return, 60 students and 45 academics went to Portugal through the Erasmus programs. As part of the Erasmus Plus European Union program, our university conducted a capacity enhancement project in the field of youth entitled Kamini Minimi, with the partnership of non-governmental organization from Kenya. Also, we have attended education exhibitions in Kenya every year since 2014. 2 Kenyan students have earned their bachelor's and master's degrees, one from software engineering, the other electrical engineering, from our university. 2 students are currently continuing their education here at Yaşar University in the Faculty of Architecture. I hope that our collaboration with the Embassy of Portugal and the Embassy of Kenya will continue to grow, enhancing our mutual benefits. With my deep respect, thank you all.
Thank you, Professor Dr. Jamali Dinçer. I now invite the President of the Board of Trustees of Yaşar University, Mr. Ahmet Yiğitbaşı, who is also the Honorary Consul of Portugal in Izmir, to the podium to share his speech with us.
Esteemed and distinguished Ambassador of Portugal and Kenya, distinguished guests, dear students, first of all, I'd like to express that I'm honored to welcome the Ambassador of Portugal, Mr. Leitão, and the Ambassador of Kenya, Mr. Ondieki, and all our guests to Yaşar University. International connections, academic and cultural cooperations are essential aspects of our educational philosophy. Our students and academics participate in numerous international projects where they learn, produce, and share new knowledge. In this regard, it's a great pleasure for us to host the Blue Talk Türkiye, organized to increase the awareness on sustainability. In today's world, where globalization continues at full speed, creating awareness about sustainable development has become tremendously important. Education, research, and innovation are essential in sustainable development, making universities key contributors for the future of our planet. Notably, universities support students in developing the rigorous scientific mindset and spirit of curiosity and entrepreneurship that are needed to produce the solutions required for sustainable development. Researchers, academics, and students work in partnership with citizens, the private and public sector, co-creating knowledge that can produce these solutions. Today, with this important event, we aim to contribute to the United Nations Ocean Conference held in Lisbon to achieve the 14th Sustainable Development Goal. I want to thank once more the Ambassador James Leitão in coming up with the idea of organizing a panel and making this event happen. I would also like to thank our panelists who will share their knowledge with us. I hope that Yaşar University's international collaborations will create many other opportunities to help achieve sustainable development goals. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmet Yiğitbaşı. Dear guests, I now invite the Ambassador of Portugal, His Excellency, Mr. Jaime van Zeller Leitão, to the podium to give his speech.
Good evening. Honorable Rector of Yaşar University, Professor Jamali Dinçer, esteemed President of the Board of Trustees of Yaşar University and Honorary Consul of Portugal in Izmir, Mr. Ahmet Yiğitbaşı, dear guest speakers, Mr. Ambassador of Kenya, Excellencies, academicians, students, ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to be once again in this beautiful city of Izmir and to return to this impressive university where for many years Portuguese language has been taught and where we have in the past organized several cultural and education events. I want to assure you that the Embassy of Portugal values the relation established with Yaşar University and that Our aim is to strengthen and deepen our ties by continuing to work side by side in order to promote our mutual interests in the most diverse fields. Today, our focus is the conservation and sustainable use of the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development, which constitutes the 14th sustainable goal adopted by the United Nations to be achieved, along with the other 16 goals by 2030. To support the implementation of that goal, it was decided by a resolution of the General Assembly that Portugal and Kenya will co-host the Ocean Conference that, in fact, will take place in Lisbon this year from 27th June to 1st of July, with the theme Scaling Up the Ocean Action based on science and innovation, stock-taking, partnerships, and solutions. What we are now working on is attracting as much attention as possible to the importance of obtaining substantive results from the Lisbon Conference, addressing issues related to the sustainable development of the economy linked to the sea. The Blue Talks are part of that effort to raise awareness of this topic. All around the world, most of diplomatic missions of Portugal are organizing Blue Talks that cover a wide range of subjects regarding the oceans and seas. Inter alia, international sea law, ecology, economy and governance of the ocean, and a broader scope, environment and nature protection. In our Blue Talks this afternoon, we are going to listen to two eminent specialists who will focus their presentation on issues regarding energy and agriculture and its relation with sustainability and ecology. How can we, in a contemporary society that aims for further progress and development, do so in a sustainable way? How can we improve capabilities to better utilize water and energy resources? Is it possible from an economy point of view? Not all these deep questions will be answered, as there is no amount of time that can allow it, but for sure today's talk will bring some ideas to the table and will make us all think and reflect on these matters. So many thanks again to the Yashar University for once again opening your doors to us and hosting these events, and to Professor Dr. Arif Bashli and Dr. Aishgul Seleshik, our guest speakers, for taking time from their busy schedules to be here with us, and of course, Professor Chagre Bulut to be the moderator. Finally, if I may, I would like to ask His Excellency the Ambassador of Kenya, General Johnson Mugoa Ondieki, to give us the honor of some words. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much for giving me this chance to make a comment, not a speech. First of all, the president of the board, director, and the rest of the staff, the students, I thank all of you for organizing this occasion, and therefore I am delighted to join you this afternoon for this important event to share ideas and learn from each other on opportunities available in our oceans and how best to ensure that their benefits reach the generations. I wish to sincerely thank the organizers of this event for planning and the coordination made until this day's success. I am grateful for the warm and brotherly welcome that I have received so far since my arrival in this city of Izmir. Historically, for the Christians, very important. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we all are aware, Kenya and Portugal are co-hosting, as it was mentioned, the United Nations Ocean Conference, which will take place in Lisbon, as mentioned, from 21st June to 1st July 2022. The Ocean Conference has been organized against the backdrop of Sustainable Development Goal number 14, which was mentioned, which aims to conserve and sustainably use the oceans, seas, and marine resources for sustainable development. There is no doubt that oceans provide important sources of food, energy, minerals, and also a reliable means of transport. At the same time, oceans are an important factor in changing weather and climate in our Earth. For this reason, we must come up with policies that govern how human beings relate with the oceans and seas. Kenya hosted the first World to High-Level Conference on Sustainable Blue Economy from November 26 to 28 of 2018 in Nairobi. That was the first one. During this conference, sustainable utilization of Kenya's oceans and blue economy resources were prioritized and championed as an enabler of the country's economic blueprint. Our blueprint is based on also the UN Vision 2030. Kenya is keen to fully realize the potential of its 142,400 square kilometers of EEZ, that is exclusive economic zone, in line with the Sustainable Development Goal number 14, by adopting use of the oceans, seas, and marine resources to sustainable development. During the forthcoming Ocean Conference in Lisbon, Portugal, the world will be looking at how best to utilize science-based and innovative technologies to sustainably utilize marine resources for both current and future generations. Consequently, we should all focus our efforts in devising economic models that promote economic growth and improve livelihoods across all sectors, while ensuring sustainable use of marine resources within our borders. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm pleased to note that this discourse on the blue economy is taking place in academic cycles such as this institution of higher learning. The inclusion of the young, brilliant minds in this matter is very crucial, since you are the ones with the capability to develop new and improved technologies to ensure efficiency in the use and management of marine resources. I am hopeful that today's event will be an eye-opener to unlimited possibilities in harnessing the opportunities that are provided by our oceans, not only in terms of economic resources, but also in improved health standards and climate change management. I wish all of us a fruitful deliberations. Thank you very much. Teshekura. Chok Teshekura. Thank you.
We would like to thank the Ambassador of Portugal and the Ambassador of Kenya for sharing their valuable speeches with us. Dear guests, please note that a tree has been planted in the Yashar University Memorial Forest on behalf of His Excellency Jaime Vanzeller Leitao and His Excellency Mr. General Johnson Mokoa Kimani Ondieki. As we move on to our panel on Blue Talk Turkey Sustainability, I would like to present our session moderator, Yashar University Strategic Planning and Excellence Office Director, Professor Dr. Çağrı Bulut. While we welcome Dr. Bulut to the stage, I would like to briefly relay his biography. Çağrı Bulut is the Director of the Office for Strategic Planning and Excellence at Yashar University. Professor Bulut earned his bachelor degree in the Faculty of Economics at Istanbul University. He earned his master's degree in the Science of Strategy and earned his PhD degree in Management from the Gebze Institute of Technology. Before joining Yashar University, Dr. Bulut worked at the FAO headquarters of the United Nations in Rome, Italy, as a postdoctoral economist. His research mainly focuses on the strategic management and sustainability of businesses. Besides many journal articles and books published in prominent publish houses, he has been involved in numerous projects, especially funded by the European Union. His active projects have been established through diverse consortiums from many European countries and have undertaken the mission of aligning thousands of business people's strategies to the SDGs. Dr. Bulut, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. Dear Excellence, Portugal, dear Excellence of Ambassador of Kenya, my President, my Rector, dear colleagues, our students, welcome. First, since I want to keep it on time, so I will not take a longer word, and I want to invite our speakers today. I am also very looking forward to learn a bit more on the oceans today, how we go into sustainability. First, I would like to invite Professor Dr. Arif Hepbaşlı, the Chair of Energy Systems Engineering Department at Yashar University. And I would like to invite Dr. Ayşegül Selişik, who is the Deputy Representative of FAO to Turkey. As to our plan, we will go one by one, and we will make the questions and answers just right after the presentation, maybe.
Yes, of course.
So, Arif Hocam, before your presentation, maybe shall I introduce you to the audience?
Okay. No, you don't need to introduce me. Yeah. Okay, we can start directly with my talk. And can you open that on so that I can start?
Okay. Here is yours. Yeah. So,
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for introduction me. This is Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen, this is Arif Hepbaşlı from the Department of Energy Systems Engineering. Welcome to my presentation. First of all, I would like to thank the top management of our university and Mr. Ambassador of Portugal to Turkey for giving an opportunity to me to talk about energy sustainability as seen on the screen. And many thanks to participants here and connected online for being with us. My special thanks go to Mr. Chairman for his support, because I need an extra duration. I am planning to finish my today's talk within 35 minutes, not 30 minutes. Actually, honestly,
It will take more time, maybe 4 hours. But due to time limitation, and I can see from the eyes of my rector, please stop. And I am going to follow the rules as I can do. Okay. Anyway, before starting my presentation, I would like to talk a few things about sustainability. Everybody talks about sustainability. And should continue about it. To me. Why? You can list a number of reasons for that. Why? Why we should continue to speak about sustainability in a manner? What is the reason for that? To me, there is only one reason. One reason. Sustainability is at the heart of our common future. Are you agree with me? At the heart of our common future. If you are not agree with me, I am going to leave this hall. I need your confirmation first. Are you agree with me? So that I can continue my talk. Thank you very much, my rector, for your kind support. Okay, now we set. It is time to start today's presentation. It doesn't work. I couldn't understand why. Actually, I am very familiar with... Yes. Okay. I am very sensitive to citation-related issues. And you can use my presentation. And I like sharing my knowledge with others. It is very good. And you can see that there are a total of 89 slides in this presentation. But please note that I am going to use some of them due to your time limitation. Don't be afraid of the number. Please be careful about it. Maybe you are wondering why I have included so many slides in that presentation. There is, again, only one reason: for the benefit of the potential users, which means a kind of sustainability. Okay. And this presentation will be on the conceptual basis with no complex relations, equations. Okay, very simple to understand. You see my outline, which consists of 2 parts. In the first part, I am going to talk about energy-related issues conducted by our department. While in the second part, I am going to talk, or I am going to give some introductory information about interactions of energy sustainability with sustainability and sustainable development. Then I am going to focus on acrostic of energy sustainability. Energy sustainability, acrostic. I like writing acrostics. I have changed my job. That is my new job. And then I am going to focus on the meaning of some keywords, include that acrostic in a detailed manner, but just selecting some of them, not at all of them. We already agree with that issue. Finally, I will list some sound concluding remarks. Okay, that's all what I am going to do. Before starting part 1, I would like to say something. I would like to share something with you. Sustainability is very important. In this presentation, I have gained enough experience from writing acrostic poems, which was my new job, acrostic poems, you know. But I have decided today I am going to write a new acrostic poem for my wife, who has continuously supported me during all my life of 36 years. Can you imagine 36 years? And we should support our partners, which has been included in the goals of United States. Goal 17, partnerships. We should appreciate our partners. We can conclude that where is sustainability? Where starts it? It starts at home with our family. Okay. We started now. We are going to move what we did in our university. I could directly start with talking about sustainability, but I have decided to explain what we are going in our university. Please note that we included here a total of 6 applications. All of them fall into a kind of sustainable technologies. And we, as university, support sustainability-related issues, as also highlighted by our top management. Just I am going some applications. Number one is related to renewable energy-based application with 15 partners from 10 various countries. Why I put this first, do you know, Mr. Ambassador? Do you know? Do you have any idea about it? Let me see. Because the coordinator of the project was Professor Armando Alvora, one of my best friends from the University of Porto. We installed this system 6 years ago. It has been successfully operated since its operation in our university. And within the scope of this project, there were 3 different energy-based applications. That was one of the 3 ones. Okay, it has been successfully operated. You see a total capacity we have reached today. Number 2 is related to another project which is very, very important. If we can control something, if we can manage something, we can increase efficiency. This was done by our department chairman, Dr. Emrah Bıyık. And this was related to how we can develop optimal control algorithm for using energy efficiently and for reducing demand, peak demand. There were 2 objectives in that project. And it has been completed. Number 3, it is also very, very important, very, very. Can you imagine wastewater heat pumps? Heat pumps have been widely used in developed countries for years. In 1998, the first geothermal heat pump systems, or technically called ground source heat pump system, was installed in a villa in Istanbul. Since then, the number of applications has significantly increased. And heat pumps is very, very crucial. In this regard, we completed a project. And can you imagine, this project was very interesting. We have dealt with the topic, not so much. There are developed countries, and they have dealt with this kind of issues for years, but they didn't make any publication. They didn't make any publication on the review basis. For the first time, we made 2 review papers in that area. You see the number of citations. It was very interesting. And in the future, it is planned to establish heat pump cities. We are now in the fifth, as you see here, 5th heating and cooling system, as you see here, 5th generation district heating and cooling system. What is our aim? We are trying to increase the flow temperatures for cooling. We are trying to reduce flow temperatures for heating. How we can do that? How we can upgrade through heat pumps? Therefore, heat pumps are very crucial in terms of sustainability aspects. And another project was implemented by Dr. Nurdan Yıldırım in our university. Our university financially supported this project. It was very interesting. It was a kind of energy efficiency related project. And Dr. Nurda investigated a number of factors. Then she normalized that. Normalization is very, very important. Later, I am going to give an example for you why it is so much important. We are going to talk about that issue. I am stopping now. And the fifth one, for the first time in Turkey, 6 years ago, our top management supported us without getting any financial, any support from top management. It is impossible to realize it. If you want to make something, this is the reality. You need to get some support from top management. Why? Because top management has some responsibilities to fulfill. We need money. We need people. And we need something. If I can say I am a certified energy manager at Yaşar University, okay, I can do that. Our rector could say, I assigned that person as certified energy manager. He is responsible for this kind of stuff in our university. I am going to stop. It was very interesting. It was for the first time in Turkey, and it was very interesting. Why? Many companies have different management system standards. We had only this one. We started without having any other kinds of standards. This was our success. I am proud of this. And this is just for the information. Performance. When we are talking about management system standards, whether energy or environment or food, whatever you can say, they have 3 common keywords. Continually, not continuously. I said for the support of my continuous support of my wife, not continuous support. But here, continually, not continuously. There is a small difference. It is very, very crucial. Don't forget that one. And performance and improve. To measure is to know is to manage is to improve. And we as people should improve ourselves until dying. Okay, it is also very important. And what about the number of certified energy managers in Turkey? It is very important to understand, to know this number, because I will have another connection with this one. 9,500 certified energy managers, almost. And another attempt, which has been done for the first time in our university. To the best of my today's knowledge, for the first time in the world, you can search on the internet, for the first time. This was a very good idea. How we can certify energy managers? Everybody knows energy managers, but this was another concept. How we can create national and domestic approach that was related to that topic. Every year we organize a summer course on energy and its applications. Within scope of that event, we integrated another program. Some people have been certified by our university. This was the first attempt in the world. My expectation from our government to consider that one, I already communicated with the relevant people, but I couldn't finalize it yet. I need some time. There is a Turkish word. If you can say something 31 times, maybe you can realize it. I am at 20. I have some time to realize. Okay. And that is the last one. I am understanding from your eyes. Please tell us what is sustainability. I am going to that in 5 minutes. Please, a little patient. Please tell me the time. What about the time? How many minutes? Yes, I am going very well as usual. Okay, this is the last one. It is very important. Again, it includes the first things. Please note that. Excuse me. You see? The first wind turbine was commissioned in 1984 at Çeşme Altun's Resort Resort as one of the first attempts of Mr. Selçuk Yaşar, founder of our university. In 1998, another wind power plant with a 1 capacity was installed. Since then, a number of installations have been realized. Today, we reached 11 gigawatt. Can you imagine? In the first rank, followed by solar energy with 8 gigawatt. This clearly indicates the importance and the necessity of trained maintenance staff. Therefore, we are going to work on this project. And it has been co-founded by Australian Development Agency. Please note that. Okay, it is time to focus on my topic. And there is some relations between interactions, Industry 4.0 and digitalization, digital transformation of business world, are very good opportunities for sustainable energy. Sustainable energy or energy sustainability can be defined in various ways. The first one is the most widely used definition. To me, it highlights a balance between current or present and future generations in terms of meeting the needs. There is a kind of balance. And followed by other definitions, which has been included in the textbook of Professor İbrahim Dinçer, worldwide well-known distinguished professor in the energy area. I am proud of his studies. And also, as you can see here, to me, I have another definition with 3 words. Stop being selfish. My understanding from sustainability is stop, finish, selfish. Think something for others. Okay. Energy sustainability can be seen as a subsection of sustainability. That is my term. You see, this is a combined term, a technical term. Energy. And I have combined my term, acrostic term energy, with the term of Mihri Özkan. Mihri Özkan also she is a professor, and her husband also is a professor. Both are famous professors in the United States. They work at the University of California. They have contributed to sustainable technologies. And I combined, due to time limitation, I will say a few ones. Energy is money, even cash, leading to wars. Nobody can produce or consume it. And exergy is the quality it, and more meaningful than it. Remember always the 6 R's. Review. In the literature, there were 3, 4 in some. I combined and I established these 6 R's rules. And review, reduce, recycle, reuse, refuse, repurpose. Get media attention for 6 R's awareness program. Yield energy savings through spreading awareness of your program. And sustainability, show courtesy and check your habits. Started with this verse. Okay, it was very interesting. And this is also another issue. There is, a latest approach, bibliometric approach. Bibliometric approach. This is a new trend. If you are trying to make a review study, you can use that method. This method has been used in that paper to include sustainability-related terms. It was very interesting. And we already talked about sustainability, its dimensions. And energy sustainability is directly related to its production, desalination, energy storage, etc. And that is Yerdemes. I propose that one. Yerdemes means, as you can see, greenization, energization, renewablization, digitalization, exergization, multi-generation, electrification, smartization. For each one, I can speak at least one day. Because those are very essential issues. Very, very important. Can you imagine? Multi-generation. How we can get more inputs. If we can get only one input, you have one input. If we can get one input, this is not good. You need to get more inputs. That is cogeneration. We know that. Trigeneration. But it is not enough. We need more than 3, 4, 5, 6 to increase the overall, total, whole, whatever you can say, efficiency. We as engineers look from the system efficiency point of view, not components. We are going to consider component efficiencies, but at the end, we should look for system efficiency. This is a kind of engineering art. That is very important. Can you see that one? It is very interesting. There are a total 17 goals. 17 goals. The United Nations 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. What I did, I wrote energy sustainability. I searched this word in that goals. What I found that energy sustainability is directly linked with a number of goals. Therefore, it is very, very essential. As an energetic professor, I support this. And this is a kind of proof why energy sustainability is so much important. Of course, we are going to consider its social and environmental aspects. I am not against this approach. But when we can look at the system as overall, this is the reality. And acrostic of energy sustainability, another one, that is very important. Energy sustainability includes 20 keywords. Can you select one of them? Which one? Because we have very limited time to explain. Which one do you want to explain, to hear from me to explain? Energy, exergy, environment, economics, aesthetic, ethic. It is called 6 E's, very crucial. Normalization, very important. Maybe we can select 3 ones, then we can stop. What do you think, my chairman? I will select 3 ones. Do you support me?
That will be great. You are going excellent, but we have about
Okay.
10 minutes.
We can decide all together. We can decide. Normalization, renewable and renewablization, greenization, yield, source, use, smartization. I will select first target. I am very sensitive to understanding the meaning of target. We have a number of mistakes in speaking, in writing, in application. First, we are going to select the keyword target. Target, then assessment, target assessment. Do you have any idea? One is, it is very simple. There is only one slide, because if we can understand from its name, you can apply a program. If you create an awareness program, you should follow some rules. There are some rules I know very familiar, but you can understand from this word itself.
Maybe we can focus on
Exergy? Exergization. Okay. Exergization, because I am an exergetic person as well. I like it very much. Exergization, assessment, and target. Okay, we can start. Later, you can go through other slides. Before understand the meaning of exergization, we should understand what exergy means. Okay, I will show you that one. Target. First, we are going to deal with target. In speaking, we can say, my today's target is to speak about. This is fully wrong. My target is today to talk about energy sustainability. My objective, my target is to finish my presentation within 35 minutes. Please believe me, I have sent an email message to the president of TÜBİTAK. I have reviewed a number of projects written by different investigators. In the project, it is stated that please define your targets very clearly by using numerical and measurable values. Many people are writing, we are planning to create a system more efficient, more economic, more. How much more? That is not target. We as society should focus on target itself, not objective. When we are dealing with a company or energy consumption, it is changing a little. Please look at that example. Our objective, there is this approach. Everybody knows this approach, smart approach. But what is the difference between target and objective? Target, by the end of 2020, reduce natural gas consumption boiler operations by 5%. 5%, okay. But you need another thing, baseline. On which period? There is baseline. Baseline is used to compare this one. You should also state baseline. Otherwise, you can not make right comparison. For example, objective, reduce facility electricity consumption. Okay, blah, blah. But if you want to give some numbers, this should be related to future. For 3 years, that is a minor difference. Please note that. Reduce facility electricity consumption by 12% over the next 3 years. Over. That is objective, which includes some numbers. And assessment. Assessment. I like it very much because this clearly explains exergy. This is my illustrations, not copied from any sources. Just I copied figures used that. But the idea belongs to me. I will share it with you. I am a little ill. Sorry for that one. And what can I do? I need to visit a doctor, a medical doctor. When I visit a medical doctor, he or she will ask some questions to me to diagnose my illness. Okay. I had a number of questions. I answered to those questions. But he or she has not yet decided about my illness. This is energy manager. This means energy manager. This is a kind of energetic analysis. When you are making an energetic analysis, you are stopping it. And this is energy manager. What about exergy manager? Exergy manager. Exergy managers deals with additional issues. Then the medical doctor will say, we need to do a blood test. Please do that. It is okay. It is not enough to decide about this one. This is conventional exergy manager. Conventional. Then we are continuing. Then he or she has not yet decided. This time, he or she has recommended to do MRI. Then he or she was able to decide about your illness. The last one means advanced exergy manager. What is called exergy manager? Did you understand? Because exergy is consumed. Energy is never consumed, never produced. Just we can consume and produce in speaking, in writing. Technically, it is impossible. But exergy is consumed due to irreversibilities, due to entropy generation. Entropy generation. Therefore, exergy is very important. If we can make an exergetic assessment, you can understand in a detailed manner the exergy distractions. That is called exergy. And what about the last one? Last one, exergization. This was also very interesting. Exergization, baseline, improvement, life cycle, multi-generation, trans. I am sorry for this one. I am trying to find it. Smartization, utilization, smart exergization. Okay. Exergization. Exergization, you are wondering about this. Exergization means, as you can see here, this is a kind of art of using exergy analysis and its tools. Not energy analysis, exergy analysis, which has been recommended by Professor Dincher. Why? For better efficiency, for better resource use, for better cost effectiveness, for better environment, for better energy security, for better design and analysis. Means if we can use this tool to obtain these pillars, this means exergization, not energization. Okay, let me finish my today's talk, and my chairman will be very happy. Otherwise, I will have trouble with my chairman. Evet. Yes, I will say a few words as a conclusion. Please give me a few minutes. Only 2 minutes. Okay. Main drivers highlighted here should be considered as a whole. Okay. There are a number of drivers. Energy efficiency considered to be a reliable source. Reliable source. Energy efficiency is very crucial. We support energy sustainability. We should understand, because from the first, since the first, oil crisis in 1973, nowadays we reach 6th phase, which means energy efficiency is a reliable resource. And policymakers, educators all should consider exergetic approach. And I also looked for the keyword exergy sustainability. I wrote exergy sustainability. I found a number of studies, not energy sustainability. But what I did, I included this exergetic concept in energy sustainability. And also the second law, please look at this one. This is with his synthesis of Professor Birol Kılkış. He is also a very famous professor, working in a university in Ankara. The second law means exergy, exergetic laws. New challenge at the same time shows new directions for sustainable solutions and enforces the development of new systems and equipment that were not deemed necessary and possible before. Therefore, this law is a game changer and a game maker, and this paper shows that it comes first in future explorations for sustainability and decarbonization. It has, very clearly indicated the importance of exergetic exaggerated approach in terms of sustainability aspects. Okay, thank you very much for listening to me. Working hand in hand for a sustainable future for the sake of future generations. Okay. Are you happy?
Thank you very much, Professor. We are very happy.
Thank you very much.
The presentation itself was also self-reflective. It was not just on the energy and exergy, but also the presentation was exergetic too. Thank you very much. If you have some questions right now to raise to Professor Hepbaşlı, we can take it now, or you can also consider after the presentation of Dr. Selışık. Yes, there is a question there.
Which one do you suggest for more sustainable energy in the future? Making nuclear energy stations safer or making renewable energy more efficient?
This is a very political question. First of all, I have no experience with nuclear energy. Honesty, I say honesty. My research is not concentrated on nuclear energy related issues. I always support renewable energy based systems, but I am not against nuclear energy. Just I can say, because we need increase the number of energy sources. I am not against. But to decide about this issue, there are some indicators. Which is called sustainable indicators. If we can consider these indicators, we can decide about this issue. There are some studies. I guess in my presentation, for example, I want to show one slide to you, if you wish, because there is an answer which is included in that presentation, because I can send it to you. There are some performance indicators which compares various energy sources in terms of sustainability. Solar, wind or solar, which one is more sustainable? Maybe you are wondering about this issue. It has been listed, and it is included in that presentation. Okay, I can send it to you. Please communicate with me just looking for Hepbaşlı on the internet. Then you can contact me, or you can phone me. It is available on the internet, anytime. 7/24. I am at your service.
That's also I experienced when you send an email to him, the response time is about a minute. I don't know when you sleep, Professor.
Okay, thank you.
So thank you again very much for this spectacular presentation. I want to introduce Ayşegül Selışık. Dr. Selışık is the Deputy Representative at Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, which shortly FAO, to Turkey. After working at managerial positions and diverse departments within the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, Dr. Selışık transferred to FAO as an assistant representative and continues her work for nearly a decade now, about 10 years. Over 25 years of professional experience at national, regional, and international level in respect to formulation, implementation, support, monitoring, and evaluation of multidisciplinary projects on agriculture, rural development, environmental issues, income generation, marketing, and value chain development. Dr. Selışık performed managerial duties and responsibilities in policy and capacity development, resource mobilization in Turkey and Central Asian countries with a special focus on sustainable food security, agriculture, rural development, and natural resource management. Dr. Selışık also served as a lecturer on food security, agriculture policy, agriculture extension, project cycle management, and marketing at public universities. She has extensive experience on developing partnership with the public and private institutions. We are very happy of having her here.
Thank you very much.
And the word is yours, please.
Yes, thank you very much, Professor Çağrı Bulut. Distinguished ambassadors of Portugal and Kenya, President of Board of Trustees of Yaşar University and also members of Yaşar University, rector of Yaşar University, dear participants, dear students, and dear Arif Hocam, thank you very much for the nice presentation. I'll talk about today, of course, in the occasion of the Blue Talks and bridge to Lisbon for the United Nations Ocean Conference. From the FAO perspective, I'm going to try to talk about sustainability, but especially on the marine sustainability. Let me start my presentation and talk about first the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture, which is the year today, this year, announced by the United Nations to promote especially the small fishermen, fish farmers. Therefore, this year is important for us, but also it is a good coincidence for, together with the UN Ocean Conference. It will be more promoted, more awared by everyone, hopefully. Let's talk about the food security and poverty reduction, which is the essential work of Food and Agriculture Organization. Is unfortunately, because of the conditions in the world nowadays, especially after COVID-19, we feel more on food security. We talk about agriculture more and more, but also as the world is changing or facing with different challenges on economic challenges, climate change related challenges, then, and technology and environment related challenges, we have to put more effort on ensuring the food security in the world. Therefore, what FAO is doing actually to ensuring the food security for everyone, trying to bring all governments, partners together to develop proper policies to ensure the food security in the world. Let's talk about a little on fishery products and aquaculture, as either fishery products or fishery or aquaculture are primary source of protein and of course essential nutrition for food security, but also there is a growing recognition of its nutritional and health promoting qualities. Fish and fish-related products provide income and livelihood for numerous communities across the world. The contribution of fisheries and aquaculture to food security and nutrition now and the future is driven by many interactions between several environmental development policy and governance issues. The role of oceans in our life, it is actually very clear that the world population is also growing, and when it comes to 2050, we have to feed more than 1 billion people, which means our resources is gonna be kept either as it is now or as a human being, we are reducing the all natural resources. Then we have to think about how to feed the all population. Therefore, oceans is keeping the treasury, actually. So it's a big potential to feed the people, but also it's an important source of food, but also it is vital for the renewable energy and regulate our climate, because of the, now maybe you are aware of the greenhouse gases. After Paris Agreement, everyone started talking about climate change or effect of climate change into the world, but also in agriculture. As agriculture is not really let's say, innocent sector as creating greenhouses, but oceans can keep these greenhouses easily. Therefore, the importance of oceans in our life should be considered a lot, and we have to. Therefore, the conference will be also a good opportunity to promote, to understand the importance of oceans in our life. FAO actually is, according to the FAO, over 40% of the world's population lives within 100 kilometers of the coast. So better management of the ocean resources is thus crucial to ensuring global food security. Oceans also provide an alternative source of protein. Roughly 17% of global animal proteins intake is derived from fisheries and aquacultures. Oceans are the Earth's main buffer against climate change. As I said, greenhouse gases that actually absorb the oceans, as does over 90% of the extra heat produced by human-induced climate change. Also, oceans provide inputs for animal feed and organic eco-friendly fertilizers for crop production. And during the conference on nutrition, confirmed that the importance of fish and seafood as a source of nutrition and health, especially during the first 1,000 days opportunity window related to pregnancy and growing the child. This is the 1,000 days, really important to in terms of healthy diet. But we need to also understand that if the fish or aquaculture consumption is really at the level that we expect or it should be, it is growing, of course, but especially it's growing and in the global south, but fish really should be introduced into our dietary habits. Then every day there should be a way to reach the fish and eat in our daily intake. But unfortunately, it is not a popular product, contrary to meat, but it is really a big source of protein. This is also important to understand. Therefore, awareness raising on fish consumption, aquaculture, seafood consumption is important. Let's talk about a bit also fish production. The total world fish production catch up to 179 million tons, with first sale value estimated around 400 billion. And world aquaculture production reached now 82.1 million tons and 32.4 million tons of aquatic algae and 26,000 tons of ornamental shells and pearls, bringing the total to all-time high of 114.5 million tons. These, of course, if we look at the consumption, it is 20.5 kilogram per capita, which is, Let's move to other parts. And the remaining 22 million tons were destined for non-food uses, mainly to produce fish meal and fish oil. Aquaculture accounted for 46% of the total production and 52% of the fish for human consumption. In the same period, aquaculture fish production was dominated by finfish, which are 54.3 million tons from inland aquaculture and 7.3 million tons from marine and coastal aquaculture. On the other hand, mollusks, mainly bee whales of around 18 million tons and crustaceans 9.4 million tons were obtained. Of course, I'm not the really aquaculture expert, not easy to mention all these products, but we all know that fish production, aquaculture production is important, not only in the world, but also in Turkey as well. And Turkey also is increasing the aquaculture production. So with value of $1,680,000,000. If we are increasing also fish consumption, this is also a question, but during the last half century, increasing rate of fish consumption were 3.51%, the rate almost twice that of annual world population growth for the same period. Per capita fish consumption grew from 9 kilogram in same period by about 1.5% per year. So I mentioned about the fish consumption accounted as 20.5 kilo in 2018 according to the FAO statistics. So in developed countries, actually the situation is not bad, but still, of course, we need to reach the expected level of fish consumption, especially if we are going to talk about the food deficit countries. Situation should be improved. Therefore, FAO is working on it to increase the fish consumption, which was in 1961 4 kilogram and now around 9 kilogram. This is actually a good increase, but still not at the expected level. Especially nowadays, considering the meat prices because of the inflation, food inflation prices. Actually, if we could replace the fish with meat, could be a good option, but of course it is also another area where we should work all together to reach to the market, or provide a good environment for producer, but also for the consumer as well. Of course, we all know that fish consumption is really important for the daily intake of protein. So some of the countries are consuming more, some of them are less, but at the end, this sector is employing around 20 million in aquaculture sector and 38 million people in fisheries sector. This is also a sector which creates employment and also which feeds population. I think this sector should be considered from this perspective and understood from different sectors that this is a system contributing to actually food systems as a specific sector. As I mentioned at the beginning of my speech, COVID-19 affected everyone, but also created a big awareness on food and agriculture sector. According to the latest research, COVID-19 didn't affect aquatic species, but it has affected the fisheries and aquaculture food systems. The protection measures were taken by government, especially on the transfer logistic issues. Then the seafood supply chain was broken, and it affected the producer as well. This was a big problem during the beginning of COVID, especially also in Turkey. There were some cuts for the exporters. Then the fish production was somehow eliminated in the internal market. As I said at the beginning, the fish still remains as essential source of animal proteins, micronutrients, and omega-3 fatty acids. Therefore, it is going to remain essential for our healthy diet. But also, countries who are suffering from the lack of protein intake, I think promoting the fish consumption for those countries is important, especially for the small island developing states, and these are the countries having food deficit. At the beginning, I mentioned about the food security and food system. So fish represents the available source of proteins and nutrients in the food system. And not only because of the healthy protein source, but also because of the value. Then, as I mentioned, this system also absorbs so many employment and employees, and also create employment for people. Therefore, the sector should be always supported. Therefore, this year, by United Nations, is promoted, as announced as Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture Year. These small-scale fisheries play a key role in ensuring food security and eradicating poverty in the world. And small-scale fishers and fish farmers produce a large portion of the food or fish production compared to the big enterprises. And we have to understand their role in the food system, in the livelihood, and in the culture and environment. So the United Nations General Assembly has declared 2022 the International Year of Artisanal Fisheries and Aquaculture, called IAFA. This year maybe you will hear a lot. And FAO is the lead agency of the United Nations system. Small-scale artisanal fisheries or aquaculture are described as the activities that use relatively small production unit. And we are now collaborating with many partners to promote them according to their level of family situation or commodity level. So the fish are often sold in the local markets, actually, for the if we are going to talk about artisanal fisheries, then mainly the fish produced by them are sold in the local markets. Therefore, we are, as FAO, trying to support the local farmers, local fishery farmers. This year, of course, is going to also contribute to the Sustainable Development Goals, but the sustainability mentioned by everyone, of course, for us, sustainability should remain with every SDG, SDG 14 as well, but also SDG 1 and 2, it is ending the hunger and ending the poverty. So there is a link between all these, among actually, all these SDGs. So if we, as international organizations or private companies or universities, if we are all support the sustainable development goals from our perspective, at the end we are trying to support the world, actually, Earth's presence, then we will give a sustainable life to our next generation. And then I think this type of years are important or to promote sustainability in everything. So I don't want to really go too much beyond about it, but let me share one video.
Our small actions can have big impact, like a ripple effect. Like a ripple effect. Small-scale fishing and aquaculture can bring food to one family and provides healthy nutrition to millions more. It brings value to all. Small-scale fishers and fish farmers also know what it means to preserve the balance in our ecosystem. But our livelihoods are at risk. Now, more than ever, we need to be resilient, include us in decisions that affect us, and we will adapt and innovate with the changing tide. We may be small in scale, but our way of life will keep on making a difference and spread like ripples in the water.
It was a short break. I'm not very much attractive like Mr. Professor, but I'm trying to raise your awareness. This year's aims actually raise awareness on the role of small-scale fisheries and aquaculture and strengthen the science and policy interaction, empower stakeholders to take action, and build new and strengthen existing partnership. So everyone has a role to play, from governments and private sector companies to general public, even youth. Of course, we as FAO, we are trying to contribute to whole world, promoting small-scale artisanal fishers and fish farmers, fish workers, and we are trying to of course, by increasing their level, trying to decrease the hunger and also diet-related diseases, which is also important, as we are, but also talking about the obesity, on the contrary of the people who suffer from infant food security. So everything we are trying to do by implementing projects or by sharing knowledge, experience, trying to create awareness, first of all, among young generation, among experienced people, but bring everyone together. As FAO Turkey, we have several projects, several activities, and we really build partnership with different institutions. Our main partner is the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry, but we have collaboration with universities. We have official collaboration, actually, memorandum of understanding with Ankara University, recently signed Bahçeşehir University. Also, we have another cooperation partnership agreement with Turkish Food and Drink Association Federation, TGDF, and we have a long-term partnership with government of Turkey through FAO Turkey Partnership Program. I would like to give examples from this partnership a little. As we are the sub-regional office for Central Asia, covering 7 countries, we implement projects in those countries through government of Turkey's support. And the total amount for this FAO Turkey Partnership Program now is 30 million. We implemented the first 10 million by bringing 28 projects into Central Asia in different areas, but especially on fish and aquaculture production. We implement the first project, which is called Fish Cap, covering the Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan, Turkey, Turkmenistan, and Uzbekistan between 2020-2023. And this project, it was the main objective of this project to increase the regional capacities in those countries to effectively address the sustainable exploitation, management, protection, and development of freshwater resources for sustainable fish production in support of food safety. Of course, food safety is everywhere. When we produce food, we cannot leave the food safety or standards of the food or codex during the implementation of the project. Therefore, food security and food safety always together, and we always mention them together. Then the project actually helped to improve the institutional capacity for sustainable management, planning, protection, and development aquaculture resources on Central Asian countries, improve the skill and knowledge base inland aquaculture and the culture-based fisheries, strengthen the capacity for aquaculture research and educational opportunities, and also transfer the best management practices and support the work of KAKVİŞ. KAKVİŞ is a commission established with support of Turkey and promoting the again the responsible fishery production. Then important to know from the perspective from different countries that everyone has a same legal framework. We have also recently implemented a new project. It's a small project, but it was developed during the COVID-19. The main objective, again, to support the resilient policies in the sector, especially for this sector against COVID-19 related challenges. And we try to promote the fish consumption among the young generation. So we, Minister of Agriculture, also worked together with other partners, especially with Minister of Education, to promote the fish consumption, especially for young children. So these are the activities we are trying to do as FAO Turkey office. Actually, FAO Turkey office is not, of course, dealing with aquaculture and fishery production. We are covering the areas of forestry, plant production, animal health, food safety, food security, investment, value chain on food systems, then also supporting every partner according to their need, but sharing the knowledge, experience from food and agriculture organizations' perspective, and always ready to cooperate with everyone, and always ready to share our knowledge, experience with students, with young generation, and we are happy to get also support from your side, where we need also technical knowledge and experience as academically. Yeah. Thank you very much for listening.
We present our sincere thanks to Dr. Selişik. If there is some questions or remarks, we can take now, or we will go out maybe after a small ceremony. We can talk one-to-one better maybe. Still, we can take one question if there is any. Thank you very much.
We would like to thank our session moderator and speakers for your valuable speeches and presentations. I would like to now invite Yaşar University President of the Board of Trustees, Mr. Ahmet Yiğitbaşı, Yaşar University Rector, Professor Dr. Jamali Dinçer, His Excellency Mr. Jaime Van Zeller-Leichow, and His Excellency General Johnson Magoa Kimani Ondieki to the stage to present the certificates of appreciation, in which a tree has been planted in the Yaşar University Memorial Forest on behalf of our valuable moderators and panelists. We'd like to thank our session moderators and panelists for their valuable speeches and presentations, and all of you for your participation. We hope to meet again soon. Thank you.